Hi, I'm Matt Gordon, and welcome to Getting Started with Micrium OS. Over the course of this series, I'm going to introduce you to the Micrium OS kernel that offers you a multitask foundation for a wide variety of embedded applications. I'll be covering a number of kernel-related topics. Some of these are relevant to all real-time kernels, while others pertain specifically to Micrium OS. The goal is to help you prepare for using Micrium OS in your own multitask applications. The first question is, why Micrium OS? Why use a real-time operating system at all? It's true that many embedded systems can get by with less sophisticated software based on a simple loop, but the latest microcontrollers are packed with complex peripherals that require correspondingly complex software. And designing IoT devices means dealing with both lofty user expectations and challenging design requirements. So it's become increasingly difficult for a modern developer to succeed without an operating system. Using an RTOS confers a lengthy list of advantages, but there are a few I'd like to highlight. The first is uniformity, having a standard interface for all of your projects regardless of the underlying hardware platform. Another is having the flexibility to enable and disable components according to your needs. There's also connectivity, which is increasingly important as more and more devices find their way onto networks. Finally, there's reliability. The best RTOSs give you a thoroughly tested platform on which to base your most demanding applications. But in this series, we'll focus on the core of a real-time operating system, the kernel. And we'll begin by describing the differences between embedded systems that incorporate a kernel and those that don't. The latter are often referred to as foreground-background systems. And since they're familiar to practically every developer, they serve as an ideal point of comparison for understanding other approaches to application development. Also in this series, we'll discuss the services that kernels offer. Kernels are primarily task managers, but most of them also provide synchronization, resource protection, and inter-task communication. Of course, if you're going to truly take advantage of the benefits of writing your application around a kernel, you'll need to know not only what services kernels provide, but how to use those services. And this is where the Micrium OS API comes in. This is a set of functions that will allow you to use the kernel to write robust multitask applications. In our first episodes, we'll start with some basic information about what a kernel does and how kernel-based applications are structured. Then we'll narrow our focus a bit and examine some of the specifics of Micrium OS. We'll discuss the kernel initialization functions, and we'll see how the kernel performs task scheduling and uses context switches to pass control of the CPU from one task to another. Later in the series, we'll move on to synchronization, resource protection, and inter-task communication. We'll leave you with a cohesive picture of real-time kernels and Micrium OS. Welcome to Getting Started with Micrium OS. See you next time.